Belgian referee is just about ready to get us underway here. France kick from left to right in this first half, led by Karim Benzema. Olivier Giroud, the hero of Montpellier's unlikely title triumph, is on the bench. The feeling is that the back four that is starting here, Debuchy, Mexes, Rami and Evra, that will be the back four against England. Villa will come into the side alongside Cabaye, and Ribéry, who is resting after the trauma of Munich, will play as well. So will Benzema. It's those other two roles that just maybe in a little bit of doubt. Hatem Ben Arfa, of course, big night for him, although he seems certain to be in the 23. And the reason that it's 25 down to 23 rather than 26 is that Loic Remy last night was confirmed as a non-participant. He just hasn't recovered in time, and great sadness really for Remy, who's such an eager contributor to the French international scene. Touch there for Debuchy, and there's Karim Benzema, and a decent first touch as well for Gourcuff, but then just bounces away.
Well, Laurent Blanc talking before the game, they're going to get lots of possession. It's what they do with it. Right at the start of the game, they switched the play around the back. They played into midfield. No penetration in the first couple of minutes. And it looks as though Nasri is going to play behind the main striker. And Gourcuff playing to Cabaye in the holding midfield role. Ben Arfa out on the right-hand side and Menez on the left.
It's the first French international to be staged here at the Stade Hainaut in Valenciennes. Venue only opened last summer. It is a fantastic stadium. Slightly sadly, it's only 60% full for most of their league games. Average attendance last season was just over 15,000. Capacity just over 25. It's a really good arena, and it's good to see the French international matches continuing to travel. They do that very, very well. Here's Karim Benzema. Now Hatem Ben Arfa.
Well, Ben Arfa coming back onto his left foot, trying to bend that ball into the box. It's well defended. Bjarnason getting the header in.
Here's Evra. There is still a strong contingent of French journalists, fans and indeed ex-players who feel that Patrice Evra and Franck Ribéry should never play for France again after what happened at the World Cup in South Africa. Laurent Blanc has made it absolutely clear, though, that what's done is done. They served their time and the ringleaders are free to play again. There's Nasri, looking for the run of Benzema, who is offside.
Well, that's the ball I was looking for, the ball over the top. Benzema making the forward run, just made it a little bit too early. Very, very tight. Nice and gambling on an offside there. This is a bit of skill from Benzema. Just lifting it over the top of the defender.
Header by Mexes. Absolutely extraordinary, given how long he's around, that tonight Philippe Mexes wins just his 24th cap for France. Now Ben Arfa. Here's Debuchy. Only half flicked away, and a big swing by Jérémy Menez. And that's behind for the first quarter of the game.
Well, that's a chance as well. Debuchy getting forward on that right-hand side. Deflected into the path of Menez, but missed his kick completely. Tried to hit it a little bit too hard.
Goal scoring has been France's problem. Blanc has been open and honest about that. That's wonderfully worked, though, and it's curled by Cabaye. And it's behind for another corner.
It's well worked set play. Ball played into the danger area here. He's trying to whip it into that far post. But in the end, it's Bjarnason that gets the header away.
Well, they've worked this one well. Good charging run by Menez, and it drops to Rami. And then swung over the bar by Kavai. Chance there for Adil Rami.
I think they've seen the pattern of the play. It's good skill down that left-hand side. Ball played into the box. Look how many players Iceland have got in the danger area. It's Bjarnason again with a double block. It's good play from the wide player, Menez. Rami trying to go with his side foot for placement. Had to get it through a lot of players. I think that's going to be the pattern of the game.
I think you might just be right there, Stuart. He counted 9 in and around the penalty spot. And on seeing the replay, a little bit harsh to describe it as a chance for Rami, really. Did score twice for Valencia against RZ in their Europa League quarter-final. Part of that wonderful Lille side that did the double, Adil Rami, before heading for Spain.
High boot from Sigþórsson.
Here's Nasri. That was not good. Overhit, not what you expect from him, and slightly frustrating for Benzema.
I thought it was a foul here. It probably was. A good run from Benzema. As soon as he realised that Nasri had got on the ball, trying to spin in behind the centre half. There is the challenge. The referee didn't see it at all. Bjarnason.
Might just break kindly here. Sigurdsson. Bjarnason trying to win it, but cleared by Debuchy. And there's Gourcuff. He is unquestionably the most divisive player in terms of public opinion in France. There are those that love his style and plenty who don't. There was a poll a couple of weeks ago about who the fans thought should be left out of the Euro 2012 squad, and Gourcuff came top. Valbuena was up there as well. Valbuena on the bench tonight. Gourcuff maybe with his final chance. Games to come against Serbia in Reims, and then Estonia in Le Mans before they head for Poland and the Ukraine. That was poor from Evra. Well, decent cross, and Mandanda wasn't exactly confident. It was Gislason who fed it in, and in the end the free kick goes France's way, but that was shaky from Steve Mandanda.
It wasn't good from Steve Mandanda. It wasn't good from Patrice Evra either. Well, now given here, and there's the cross into the box. Mandanda just spilling it. Debuchy in the right place at the right time. Good cross into the box from Gislason.
But they can break very, very quickly, France. Well, that was a dramatic tumble. Poor challenge by Bjarnason. Menez again causing problems.
Cuts inside. Just a quick ball down. They were out of position, out of shape, Iceland. Now it's a 1v1. He goes at him at pace, changes direction. And the fullback just about brings him down outside the box. Just about. He got lucky there, Bjarnason.
Yeah, he didn't know it was just outside, I don't think. It was a slice of luck. Can France capitalise from the free kick? Samir Nasri to take it. Well, he fed it in. It was almost too close for Nasri to do anything with. Now Ben Arfa Can't be too much fun when you're a fullback faced with Hatem Ben Arfa. That's a great ball in, and Iceland are looking a little shaky here, but it's grabbed in the end by Sigþórsson, goalkeeper from Reykjavik.
Yeah, this is a good cross into the danger area. It's a 2v1 situation at the far post. Defended, well, not a great header from Bjarnason, but got enough height on it so the goalkeeper could come and get it. Not what he intended.
Given away there by Gourcuff. Good play from Sigurdsson, and it breaks for Sigþórsson, who will get a chance here.
Great challenge from Mexes in amongst all that. Sigþórsson just gets away. Here's the block with the outside of the right boot. Time to perfection. Just a glimmer of a chance there. Centre forward.
7 seasons now with Roma, Philippe Mexes. Doesn't seem that long ago that he moved from Auxerre. Great central defensive partnership there with Jean-Alain Boumson. But you see that free kick again from Nasri. But I know you watch a lot of Italian football, Stuart. Much of it with me. But Mexes' 24th cap tonight at the age of 30. You can't help but feel that that's a bit of a waste. Much of it his fault. Some injuries, but also attitude and loss of form on occasion as well.
I think you're absolutely right. You see him one week and you think he's got a great understanding. He sees danger well, he'll attack the ball. He's also a good footballer. Some occasions when he loses concentration, it's too easy to get past him. But he has the potential, or did have the potential, to be a top player.
Wasn't selected in the squad for 2006 or 2010 in the World Cups or Euro 2008. Well, they have another free kick, and Menez again, who has been very lively, comfortably France's liveliest player in the early stages.
This Larson just trying to recover from his right wing position. Chasing back, just catches him. Another chance for Nasri to bend this ball into the danger area. Zonal marking from Iceland. It's not good play from France. If you are going to play it short, no point then delivering the box into an area where there's a lot of Icelandic players, but not many of your own teammates.
Bjarnason working back there. Mexes was very much part of the dramatic Serie A title race that we all enjoyed. Hopefully you did as well here on ESPN. But his team in the end was the one that fell just short. Sloppy defending, chance to strike! Brilliant from Benzema. But the flag is up. Great finish, but it won't count. And that's what they think.
Well, he came back from an offside position. Good closing down. See, the ball breaks here. Then it's touched and he's offside. Could have left it, really. Menez was just about to take it into his path, but what a good finish. Bending it with power past the goalkeeper, Sigþórsson.
13 goals in his 42 caps so far for Karim Benzema, and a great season with Real Madrid. I always feel he's a little underrated there. Works so hard for them and gives them a focus, and scores plenty of goals as well. 32 in 52 appearances for Real last season, 21 in the league. That was actually his best season in terms of goal scoring. He got 31 for Lyon in 2007, 2008. So for a team that doesn't score many, they at least have a striker in form. 2, counting Giroud. Again, the curiously shaky Mandanda. The number 1 for the Euros will, of course, be Hugo Lloris. But he's just having a bit of a rest. Cédric Carrasso is on the bench tonight. Now Debuchy.
Well, he's been getting forward at will. Debuchy. Yeah, the big crossfield ball from Mexes, showing that he's a good footballer as well. What's happening? Ben Arthur is just going infield and allowing that space for the fullback to come forward. He's already delivered 1 or 2 good crosses.
Be very interested to get your thoughts about Debuchy tonight. Of course, it's hard to judge on. He might only play a half, but he's been linked with Manchester United, with Newcastle as well. Feeling that he might finally move away from Lille, having spent 9 seasons there. There's Evra. It's interesting, isn't it? No matter how large or enthusiastic a crowd, always has that friendly atmosphere about it. Must be hard to get yourself motivated as a player, particularly if you're him, Gorku, for potentially playing for your place in the squad.
Shouldn't be hard to motivate yourself to play for your country in an important friendly, playing for places, but also Laurent Blanc, as he said before the game, they want to play to a specific game plan. They weren't able to do that in the November friendlies. Now they control the match, but what they do with the ball when they get it into the top third of the field, that's what he was looking for from this match.
There's a lovely moment in his press conference. He doesn't normally give too many clues about what team he's going to put out, or certainly give the team away. And a journalist rather cheekily asked him, "Can you tell us who's playing?" And he smiled inscrutably as he does and said, "Okay," and then just named the side. Knows how to play the press, Laurent Blanc. How pleased he must have been to see Montpellier win Ligue 1, club for which he played with great distinction. Nice idea there, Ben Arthur.
Yeah, that's what Nasri will do from that role behind Benzema. Just try and make runs. If the Icelandic back four squeeze up, he'll try and make runs in behind them. As Benzema comes a little bit deeper.
Now Debuchy. Driven by Benzema. Thought for a moment there might have been a handball there.
Like trying to win the ball back on the edge of the box. Here's the bit of combination play. Again, Iceland have a lot of players there to block the shot from Benzema. Debuchy doing well down this right-hand side again, combining well with Ben Arthur.
Fascinating to see Karim Benzema and Hatem Ben Arfa in the same French team. Came through together at Lyon, and by all accounts didn't get on, to say the least. And that was one of the reasons why many felt Ben Arfa wouldn't get in the Euro 2012 squad for all his good form for Newcastle. Lovely touch there by Menez. But Ben Arfa has grown up plenty, and maybe having that injury helps with your attitude. And Benzema too. And by all accounts, they're fine. Here's Valgårdsen. 10 defeats and 2 draws in their last 12 games for Iceland. So they don't come here with any great hopes. They do play Sweden in 3 days' time, coached by former Swedish manager Ribéry. Picked up 4 points in the Euro 2012 qualifiers. They beat Cyprus at home and drew 0-0 in Cyprus as Blanc watches on, and he's got a big decision to make in a few days' time. Must be one of the hardest things in international management, that, Stuart, when you have to tell the ones who aren't going, particularly when it's as tight as it is with France.
He probably knows his squad already. It's just whether anybody can make a name for themselves in this and the next friendly, or whether they get an injury. Soon messes up the squad.
I think he does. He's thinking Gourcuff, and then Martin comes on in the second half and scores twice. Then
he must know by now who he thinks the better player is. It's all about, I suppose he might be looking at form, fitness, those sort of things, or whether they're willing to play the sort of role that he wants them to play. It's a squad that's been together for quite some while and done well under Blanc's leadership. Starting with that great win against England at Wembley, where they destroyed England in terms of football.
In from Bjarnason, and sliding back is the captain Mexes.
Good run from Bjarnason, breaking forward from the same position that Mexes, reading the danger, rather belatedly gets back in there.
Well, these are the kind of situations, if Heidar Helgason was in the side, could be very interesting, particularly with the delivery of this man, Gylfi Sigurdsson. It's behind for another corner.
Oh, where was the marking from France? And the ball comes into the box. Gislason and Arneson. Arneson just gets a touch and takes it away from the number 11, Gislason. Just looking at the marking now. Benzema is going to be in that zone in the near post. They've got one player on the post, and their man marking.
In again from Sigurdsson, and this time held by Mandanda. There's Nasri. They will be missing 2 fine fullbacks for the Euros in Bakary Sagna and Eric Abidal, France. They've got plenty of strength in depth in that department. Now Ben Arthur.
Do you think Ben Arthur is much better player when he's doing things at pace, when he's playing on the counter-attack, when he's got a lot of time on the ball, just tries to be a little bit clever at times and makes the wrong decisions. Mexes with another foul. And he's going to get a yellow card for it. Not sure he's going to get a handshake. He just wraps his foot around the centre forward. Sigþórsson.
So yellow card for Philippe Mexes.
Was that chance. Arneson just gets a little touch on it, and it certainly doesn't hit Gourcuff on the hand. It hits him on his side of his chest.
It's been a strange old weekend of international friendlies, build-up matches, call them what you will. Germany losing 5-3 to Switzerland, and Holland 2-1 to Bulgaria. I think France could do with a confidence-boosting win here. Jogi Löw was saying don't panic today, and they tried a few things that didn't work out. Now Debuchy Of course, the Bayern Munich contingent not involved in that friendly match either, but still not an ideal result. What do you make of all of that, Stuart? There have obviously been a few headlines about Holland and Germany both losing. I mean, do you read too much into it?
Not really, because you're not quite sure what training they've been doing. I heard that one or two coaches saying they've been working hard to get the team shape right. There've been a lot of training sessions, so this is just an extension. These games are just an extension of the training. They don't actually always come out there. Yes, they want to win the game and they want to, but it's the style that they want to play, the things they've been working on in training, and the players sometimes can be a bit leggy.
Cleared by Halldórsson. Blanc has already said that he'll make plenty of changes here tonight. Rolled forward towards Benzema. Oh, lovely poke forward and turned behind by Halldórsson.
Benzema, I think, was given offside. Why got himself in there. Here's the run. Benzema just makes his run here. Well, he's not offside. They were level. And then he's tried to play the ball through. That's when they look at their best, when they're counter-attacking with pace. Just need to get a little bit more on that, but the assistant referee got that one wrong. Benzema timed his run to perfection.
Certainly looked a threat. Jeremy Menez, who flicked on, flag stays down! Iceland in front, Bjarnason with the goal. A sleepy performance so far from France, and they've paid for it. Bjarnason of Stade Liège gives Iceland a shock lead.
Well, the back four just went to sleep here. Nexus goes up to win the header, but Patrice Evra, as he's done on many occasions for Manchester United this season, didn't want to defend the situation. He's got to get goal side, he's got to recover quicker. He went to sleep. Bjarnason gets in behind him, and it's a good finish from him. Watch again, Patrice Evra, play. He's still walking back here. A good finish from Bjarnason, not much Mandanda could have done about that.
Well, suddenly the evening has got very, very interesting here.
What it does do, it puts a bit of pressure on the players now. They're going to have to play at a higher tempo. They're going to have to play with a bit more urgency, because the crowd will start their whistles every time they give the ball away and expect a bit more.
There's Nasri finding space, deflected behind.
Again, counter-attacking, this is when they're at their best. Two players running, realise that Benzema was offside, and also Menez had run offside. Took a deflection, but he manipulates the ball so well, Nasri.
It fell to Gourcuff and then appeals for a handball, but waved away. Well, I have to say that looked a penalty to me. And the player's reaction tells you a lot as well. They were straight at the referee. Looked as if his hand was hanging out. Well, we'll see, I'm sure, in a moment. Long-range effort there from Rami. What they mustn't do is panic, France, but should they have had a penalty, we won't see it right here.
Speculative effort from Rami. Stepping out from the back, here's Gourcuff trying to play it forward. Well, it hits him. I was saying, then it hits his hand. Well, it hits his hand as well. But personally, I wouldn't give a penalty. I wouldn't give penalties. I think it's an accident. Well,
15 minutes to go until time. still digesting the news. You didn't think that was a penalty, but...
Well, I still... And I'm sure the rule book says it has to be intentional, and that wasn't intentional.
I think I meant to say at this point, you've seen them given. Here's Evra.
Just the final ball hasn't quite been right from France. Had a couple of breaks in the midfield area. The players are running with the ball and runs haven't quite been right. Then Evra gets into a good crossing position and doesn't hit it perfectly. So the French subs looking forward to getting on in the second half, I'm sure.
And we saw Florent Malouda and Franck Ribéry there. Interesting conversation, I'm sure.
I'm not sure that Malouda would take great satisfaction from the season he's had at Chelsea. Coming on as a sub, he wins the Champions League medal.
There's Jonsson. Well, Bjarnason's gone down holding his face.
Delayed reaction, wasn't it?
It was, wasn't it? Yeah. He's thinking of time wasting already.
Here's the challenge. I think it's too much. He's grabbing hold of Cabaye, and Cabaye just flings his arm and catches him in the face. I'm not sure it hurts that much.
Not a prolific goal scorer by any means, Bjarnason. That's his first international goal. Hasn't scored for Stade Liège yet. Only got 1 in 8 games in his time at Viking in Norway. But a priceless finish here.
This picture here gives you a great indication of how high Iceland are trying to play that back four, but there aren't enough runners going in behind them at the moment. They don't want to play, France all want to play in front of them. And Zema's the only player that has made forward runs beyond the back line of Iceland. I think they need to try and just play a couple of balls over the top, make Iceland think. They can defend that a little bit deeper, then there'll be space in midfield for France to play their intricate football.
It's England, Ukraine and Sweden who wait for France in Euro 2012. Well, good ball in! Sigþórsson makes it too! And Laurent Blanc's plans are turning to dust here. Extraordinary in Valenciennes.
Well, good play down the right-hand side, but I'll say it again. Evra, does he really work hard enough to get back and get a block in? Maybe Mexes should have got across and stopped the cross coming in as well. He's looking back into the danger, but he can't defend that. And what a cross it was. Debuchy was trying to get back and defend. Sigþórsson with a really good finish.
Gíslason did wonderfully well with the run and the cross. And even though we say that these results don't matter, it certainly will feel like it matters at the moment. Are we going to have a weekend when Germany, Holland and France all lose to minor opposition? And there are whistles and boos from the stands here at the Stade Hainaut. Only one side playing with penetration at the moment. It's not the side you would have expected, but here come France. The ball was on there for Ben, who was slightly on his heels. And it's another corner.
Well, Ben Arthur should have been another 8 yards, 10 yards infield, so that when the ball's played for him, he's saying so wide, he didn't need to be that wide. As the play was developing, he needed to come across so that the ball could have been played into his path, and the next touch would have been a shot.
In from Nasri, Goalkeeper missed his punch and got lucky there.
By winning that one on the edge of the box and getting his shot away. He doesn't look the greatest of goalkeepers, does he, here? Only going with one hand. Al Gotham. Here is the goal again. Look at Patricio. He should be racing back. And then Nexus, once he sees that Evra's not in a good position, he could get out there and try and get the block in. But it's a good run from Sigþórsson. That's not the perfect finish in terms of where it came off his boot. Goes right into the corner. No chance for Mandanda on that occasion.
Debuchy. Now Ben Arfa. The first goal there, Bjarnason was the man back there defending. Ben Arfa once more. Such a silky runner. Here's Nasri. And now Sigurdsson. Sigþórsson. Next season with Ajax, having done so well at RZ before that. Does score goals, Sigþórsson. 1 in every 2 games at international level. Nothing wrong with his record.
After a very shaky start where they defended very deeply and couldn't get any sort of passing game going, starts to build their confidence up here.
Gourcuff was caught there by that challenge, which was a stretch from Sigurdsson.
Let's go with his studs up. It's a very strong challenge from Sigurdsson. He's got a yellow card for his troubles, which is surprising. He slightly goes over the top of the ball. It's surprising because the ref carried on with the play. He didn't see it as a foul. But when the ball's kicked out, he then books the centre half.
Going back to that point about whether it matters or not, Stuart, we can theorise all we like about whether it matters in the grand scheme of things, but Laurent Blanc will be worried down on the sideline. He's got an unhappy crowd. He'll have bad headlines tomorrow. He wants to see his side respond here.
Still a long way to go. Has come onto the field, but just needs to play with, get his team to play with more urgency, more penetration. Got 1 or 2 players that, when things aren't quite going right, do look as though they can sulk and look as though the world's on their shoulders. Always great body language from some of the French players, like Nasri. Great when he's doing well, not so good when things are against him.
Better there from Nasri. In from Debuchy and just over from Benzema. That's better.
Good movement. Benzema, he realised that the cross was going to be cut back to the penalty spot area. Just can't quite get over it, but it's Debuchy again. And on this right-hand side, getting forward. Bjarnason can't quite get there, the number 14. Sigþórsson is the target for those kicks from the goalkeeper. On that occasion, Nexus comes out and wins it. Whereas he's been heading up against Patrice Evra, and he's won every ball on that big diagonal from the goalkeeper.
So far, Roy Hodgson's first match in charge of England looks... and England will look to stifle. They might set up similarly to Iceland, and France will have to find a way to break England down under Hodgson. First, it's a question of trying to break Iceland down. There's Ben Arfa.
Not a good cross in the end from Ben Arfa, a good run from him to get into this position. He tries to be too intricate with his cross.
Well, they're watching on with great interest, I'm sure. Buena there with Ribéry. And Benzema offside again. I think that time he probably was.
He probably was. He needs just to hold his runs a fraction, because Iceland are gambling on offside. They're not playing him offside, they're just holding a line. Look how high it is there. Well, he's not offside. If you look at the centre half on the far side, another poor decision from the assistant referee. It was Bjarnason that was playing him onside on that occasion.
Here's Gylfi Sigurdsson.
He's been one of the top players in the Premier League since Christmas. Sigurdsson for Swansea, absolutely outstanding, playing in a different role to the one he's playing here.
And of course, he learnt it all in a wonderful youth academy at Reading before moving to the Bundesliga. There's Ben Arfa. Well, they'll have a free kick in a dangerous position, but they should be doing more than this.
I'd like to see some diagonal runs from the wide players to try and break the offside line down. Menez is staying wide, but at times he's got to try and make runs in behind his fullback and in between the fullback and the centre half. That's the way you can break down a high offside line. Runs from midfield as well.
Although it's hard to criticise Menez too much, because he has at least looked threatening. Certainly earlier on in the game. It's Ben Arfa with the free kick. It was a good delivery and Mexes was stretching.
It was a good delivery, absolutely right. Could he have gone with his head, Mexes? Diving header. He's never going to get it with his foot.
There's Gourcuff. I'm going to ask you in a moment about his audition here. Very, very hard for him when you feel as if your immediate future maybe rests on 50, 60 minutes of football.
Yeah, because the way Iceland are playing as well, so deep, and they've got players in midfield area. When he gets the ball, it's very difficult for him to play a penetrative pass. All he can do is play square. He wants more runners from in the front areas.
Advantage there for the referee. Now Karim Benzema. Sick of being caught offside, decided to run at them. It's wonderfully worked. He goes down. Referee says fair challenge. Now Ben Arfa. Again, it's Benzema. Just wide. Another penalty claim here, Stuart.
Well, the other way to break down an offside line is to play 1-2s. I think it's a decent challenge in the end. And then Arthur does well with a little back heel. Brings him up with the shot across the face of the goal. Here's the 1-2. There's the first one. Here's the second one coming. The best way to break down offside lines. Good return from Nasri. I don't think he quite connects with that properly, does he, that strike?
But when you see that, you see how good France could be. And how they could be a serious threat at Euro 2012. Caught by two sucker punches here. Here's Hatem Ben Arfa.
See, Nasri's run was too wide. He needs to be much closer. If you're going to make an overlapping run and make it tell, you've got to be closer to Ben Arfa. So when the ball's played, his next touch could be a shot or a cutback. But he ran almost to the touchline, and that's why Ben Arfa didn't play him the ball. So the pass would have been away from the danger area.
There is Ben Arfa, and here is Nasri. Just 1 minute of stoppage time, but still time for Benzema. Little punch in the air from the goalkeeper, Halldórsson.
Another 1-2. There he goes. Hits in behind. He's threatening to cross, and then gets onto his right foot again. Decent save from the keeper. Dawson.
Here's Sigþórsson. One more chance for France at the end of a disappointing first half. It's Samir Nasri. Ben Arfa trying to find space. Again, that looked close to a hand inside the penalty area, but no claims this time. Bjarnason. Here's Menez, who's switched sides momentarily and wants to drive one. And again, at least he's playing with purpose.
Yeah, just bends it the wrong way there. A good left foot strike from him. Here's that chance again for Benzema. Straight at the goalkeeper. Strong left hand from him. He likes it, doesn't he? Now Dawson.
Well, there is the half. Quite a story is developing. The weekend, which has already seen Germany and Holland defeated. France are trailing by 2-0 at home here against Iceland in the first of 3 pre-Euro 2012 tune-up matches. They certainly don't look in tune here so far, but there is still plenty of time. No changes, at least I don't think, to the French side at half-time. He's told them to go out and put it right, I think, Laurent Blanc. Looked like a shirt tug on Menez.
Bjarnason just coming across. Yeah, he knocked him to the ground, Menez, and then grabbed his shirt as well.
Gourcuff. Another tug on the shirt. I think this time it might be a yellow card. Same offender. Now Menez. Well, the momentum they had from the quickly taken free kick has gone now. Oh, lovely touch, Benzema for Ben Arfa, who drags it wide.
I think Sigurdsson just got a touch on this to put Ben Arfa off. Great touch. Watch here. There's a double touch almost. Brilliant chest control from Benzema, and it was Sigurdsson gets a touch on it that just put Ben Arfa off. That's what stopped him scoring.
Well, it's a positive start to the second half, but it had to be. Now Menez. Done well again, Menez. And behind for a corner.
That's what he did well in the first half. Right at the start, getting in to the byline. Great bit of trickery here. Now he's running along the byline. He's looking for players. Plays it into a dangerous area, but they've got so many players. Bjarnason.
Only half touched away, and Philippe Mexes drives it back in. They do look a little nervy here, the way they're defending Iceland. Gourcuff. Mexes once again. Acceleration from Ben Arfa. Touchback by Rami. Benzema for Menez. And Benzema! Huge deflection. And somehow takes it wide. Gourcuff was ready to pounce.
Well, Benzema hit this really well. They defend with urgency now, Iceland. France forcing the issue. First of all, Menez wanted to get his shot away.
That's a weak punch away, and it's Benzema again. It's a fine challenge on him. And again it's Mexes on the volley. Touch of Groundhog Day about all of that. And behind for another French corner.
Well, Mexes is getting involved in the far area of the box. Here's the final challenge. Foul given. Here's the earlier shot. He's trying to bend this round into the far corner, as he did for the offside goal in the first half. It takes a couple of deflections.
There's Debuchy.
So this is when Iceland are quite comfortable, when the ball's been switched from side to side. You can read that, they've got good shape. Lots of players back in good defensive areas. Mexes tries to play the ball forward for the run of Debuchy, as he did in the first half on a couple of occasions, but well read by the left back, Sigþórsson.
Sigþórsson again. Well, what a feather in the cap it would be for this Iceland side. And credit to them. Took their chances really well, and they've defended doggedly so far. With an emphasis on the so far, because there's a long way still to go. Gourcuff. Here's Menez. Digs out the cross there, Menez. Nasri was waiting, but just turned away. Now Ben Arfa and Benzema, and surely now, and of all people, it's Mathieu Debuchy with his first international goal, giving France a way back into the game.
Well, it was well worked. It was fortunate it came to Debuchy at the far post. There's a good bit of play from Ben Arfa, and the fullback gets across, gets the block in, but he left his position, which he had to do because he saw the shot coming in from Benzema. And Debuchy at the far post, an easy finish for him. Goes underneath the goalkeeper, times it to perfection. Well worked out to that right-hand side. The combination between Benzema and Ben Arfa is causing all sorts of problems.
After all the stories over the years, there's a huge irony in that. Kahim and Hatem doing it together for France. It's funny though, isn't it? You can talk all you like about attacking talent, and there's plenty of it out on that pitch wearing blue. But then the right back pops up and scores for you, albeit an attacking right back, but still. Did score 5 goals for Lille last season. And he likes to get forward.
Well, I think the way that they're set up, France, he has to get forward, because Ben Arfa likes to come in field on his left foot. He'll come and join the front player, he'll come and join Nasri and try and combine with him, so it means there's lots of space. You can see him now making his forward run here. Oh, it's a poor pass.
He went down dramatically there. The challenge by Valgårdsson, and Debuchy is hurt here. Yellow card for Valgårdsson. But more worryingly, is it anything serious?
Well, it doesn't look as though it's too dangerous, does it? You've got a lot of the ball to start with, and Debuchy flies over the top of the challenge. Yes, it's a foul.
Big sigh of relief there. They don't have an abundance with all the injuries of classy fullbacks now, France. No foul there on Menez. That is one of the issues, because Yanga Mabiwa, who's been so brilliant for Montpellier all season, the captain, his name is one of those that people feel may just be left out of the final 23, and that would leave France a little short in defensive areas. This is one of the reasons that many feel he should make it. Just one of the decisions that Laurent Blanc has got to make.
There's that movement again. Ben Arthur coming short and allowing Debuchy to go beyond him. Ben Arthur took a poor touch infield on that occasion. He's almost playing like a right wing back now, number 2, and the goal scorer for France.
We'll go back to that point quickly. If he left out Yanga Mabiwa, he would have these two, Nexes and Rami and Koscielny. And doesn't have fullbacks that could fill in at centre-half either. They're not those types. Another problem with Abidal being out of the equation, because he could fill in at centre-half. Only Diarra would be the only one you could see maybe dropping back in and filling that gap, so maybe Yanga Mabiwa will go. Here's Benzema. Now Ben Arfa. Suddenly it looks a lot more perilous for Iceland. They've only got one goal to play with. Little cheer there for the skill from Rami.
Benzema still down in the penalty box. Just in 1 or 2 strappings by the looks of it. Really got on to something else. Here's the goal. It's fortunate that it does get out to Debuchy in the end. It all came about because the left back, Valgårdsson, went to block the ball. You see him coming from his left back position. It spins out to Debuchy. He finishes it really well.
Yeah, that's better. That's more like it. Sigþórsson is the man coming on, and plenty of changes as well for France. Alou Diarra certainly preparing to come on. This is what Laurent Blanc promised and what he's delivering. Plenty of changes in this game, fewer in the next, and then he hopes to have just about the first 11 on the field for that final friendly match against Estonia. Marvin Martin of Sochaux will be coming on as well. Florent Malouda too. Will it be Martin for Gourcuff? Well, Ben Arfa gets a good round of applause, and deservedly so. And Olivier Giroud, joint top goal scorer in Ligue 1 this season, the man who led Montpellier to the title, will get a huge cheer here. What a season he had, and he hopes to take that form into the Euros. Yohan Cabaye withdrawn as well. He'll be in the starting 11 in that opening Euro 2012 game, barring injury. Yeah, Diarra is a bit of a divider of opinion. Hence the lukewarm reaction. Well, taking forever, aren't they, these changes? Benzema is the next to come off. Not sure I can remember substitutions taking as long as this. Of course, the clock ticks and they're still trailing. And finally, the grand entrance. It's Nasri, so Gourcuff will stay on for the time being. It's Marvin Martin to get his chance. Just a reminder that, and this is by no means scientific, but the feeling is there might just be one place for those two players, Gourcuff and Martin. Not necessarily, they could both still be picked. Balbuena looks likely to miss out. The unfortunate injury to Loic Remy maybe gives Gourcuff and Martin more of a chance of both going. But if he could produce a high-class last half hour here, Martin, certainly wouldn't hurt him.
Bjarnason has got a long throw. You're going to see it displayed here.
Headed away by Diarra. A bit of skill from Mexes. He's always been able to do that. It's just the defending that lets him down sometimes. If they could just get it to 75 minutes, Iceland, at this scoreline, they'll feel they can get over the line.
Good run from Sigþórsson.
It's an excellent run, and he's got support if he can see it, and he has seen it. Excellent save by Mandanda. Oh, what a chance for Bjarnason, and he knows it.
Sigþórsson should never have been able to get the cross in. You were talking about Mexes a couple of minutes ago. He should be racing out there, working really hard to get the block in. But he almost allowed Sigþórsson to get to the ball and just cut it back into a dangerous area.
Diarra. Here is Martin. Now Malouda. Aimed in towards Giroud. And here's Evra. Menez.
I think at some point, if France keep shooting from distance, one's going to go in, because Iceland are getting deeper and deeper. Here it comes.
Another block by Martin, and here's Malouda. Giroud is in there again, looked like a hand again. Now Malouda. How big will that save by Mandanda be, I wonder?
So Gurkov is going to bend this into the danger area. Here's the shot from Menez. Bjarnason.
Not with his hands.
Oh, desperate for a handball in this game, aren't we?
In from Gurkov. Just plucked out of the corner by Sigþórsson.
Yeah, here's Gurkov going for goal, just bending it into the area for the French attackers to get across the goalkeeper. It doesn't look the safest. Icelandic number 12.
No great surprise here that Lars Lagerbäck is going to make a couple of changes to just try and freshen things up here.
Here is that chance again. Look at Mexes, he's almost jogging, looking back into the box. The ball goes between his legs and nobody else read the danger. Just makes his forward run, Bjarnason, and Mandanda does really well. But you've got to question Rami's recovery run, you've got to question Everett. Did he have the urgency to get across there and see the run from the midfield player? That's been a worry for Laurent Blanc. His defence have been exposed on 2 or 3 occasions, and it's not been through imaginative play.
Just honest play, really. Now Gurkov. That would have been a good time to stick one in the top corner.
He tries to hit it first time, the ball just rolling away from him. It's not a good effort from him in the end. There's a lot of space in front of him. Could he have taken a touch?
There's the change. Danielson replacing Jonsson. Approaching the final quarter here, and France still trail. A strong challenge there by Diarra.
Make too many good saves, does he? The goalkeeper, he's got a yellow card for time wasting. And he does catch Sigþórsson with his elbow, but I don't think he's actually throwing it at the wide player. There's always going to be contact when 2 players jump for the ball.
Key player for Laurent Blanc at Bordeaux, Allo Diarra. Won the league title back in 2009. Now with Marseille. Also won a title with Lyon as well. Fairly well-travelled player, including a spell at Liverpool, although he never played. Behind for a goal kick.
Good enough energy there, Patrice Evra, to get back and his team a goal kick up against Sigþórsson. That's given him 1 or 2 problems in the air and on the ground.
See the ice there on the right ankle of Karim Benzema. Doesn't look like anything to really concern him though. Smiling away. There's Mexes. Rami tidying up. Just wonder if you were on a scouting mission tonight for Roy Hodgson, Stuart, what would you be telling him, do you think?
Well, from a defensive point of view, that France have a slow build-up.
Here's Malouda. Oh, great ball towards Giroud. And then the touch was just too heavy from Menez. So close to a goal there for Olivier Giroud.
Good play from Malouda down the left-hand side. Bends it into that dangerous area along the 6-yard box. Giroud tries to get in behind the defenders. Once again, the goalkeeper only goes with one hand and just pushes it into a dangerous area. Giroud in the right place, trying to get on the end of that cross. You look at the movement. Debuchy coming down that right-hand side, Bjarnason coming infield. That's something that Roy Hodgson will have to keep an eye on. He knows the movement of Benzema. Yes, he's been offside 1 or 2 times, but he's looked the most threatening of the players in the first half when he made those little runs in behind the back four. I'm not sure England will play quite as high as Iceland have done. Defensively, you've seen that Patrice Evra doesn't want to recover particularly well, so get in behind him. And Mexes looks like he lacks that little bit of pace.
It's a clumsy challenge. He's angry about it, Gunnarsson, but it was a foul, I think, on Giroud. Yeah.
That's good play from Giroud. What he does, he knows the challenge is coming in and sticks his leg across the challenge from Gunnarsson. Definitely a free kick. But he's shielding the ball. Gunnarsson couldn't get close to it.
Now then, Adil Rami can hit these. Gourcuff is there as well. It was always going to be Rami. Disappointing, really. Gifted players out there. You always wonder when a team of their qualities behind and you just get the centre half to run up and smash it.
Go back to your question. What other things would you look at for Roy Hodgson? There is the free kick from Rami. Hits the wall. If you can slow France down on the evidence of this performance and keep your shape and be disciplined and not be taken out of shape by that movement I was talking about on the right-hand side between the fullback and Bjarnason, I don't think France have got enough to break England down in open play. But when England lose possession, if France do things quickly on the counter-attack, that's when they look at their most threatening. When you get Nasri running with the ball at the back four, when you get Bjarnason running with it, we showed with Newcastle, he's a great counter-attacking the play, and same with Menez out on this right-hand side. The same can't be said about Gourcuff there, because that was the ideal opportunity to counter.
I suppose the question you ultimately have to ask yourself as a coach, and Laurent Blanc will be, is who would the opposition be happy for you to leave out? Who would they least like to see in the side or in the squad? And the answer to that surely has to be Gourcuff. For all that he divides opinion, he has a trick and he has ability.
You always look at players and think, how do they affect the game? And I'm not sure Gourcuff has affected the game enough here today. I'd say that about 1 or 2 of the French. Did Cabaye affect the game? Not particularly. As the holding midfield player, he allowed at times Bjarnason to run off the back of him. He also didn't create enough with his passing. When he was playing for Newcastle this season, he was at his best when he was playing higher up the field, delivering some expert passes through defenders.
In terms of affecting the game, ones with big ticks would be Menez and Benzema. Nasri to an extent. And in a very bad way, Evra and Mexes, you would have to say, have affected the game. The other who looks lively is Giroud. Does take up really good position, Giroud. Here's Malouda. Another appeal for a handball from the crowd. And I'm saying nothing, Stuart.
Bjarnason this time. Off his chest.
There's a nicely worked short corner there, and Mexes was not maybe in the position to react quickly enough. Aimed in towards Giroud, who is eager for a second international goal, certainly.
Iceland can't get out their own half now. If France are going to cross the ball, they've got to get more players in the box. With the midfield players staying 5-6 yards outside the box, they've got to get in there. Here's that cross, which the goalkeeper again doesn't deal particularly well with.
Well, here you go. There's the reaction to Yoann Gourcuff, replaced by Franck Ribéry. Yeah, the shirt tug there.
Actually facing the wrong way, the goalkeeper, when he punches it.
Well, Menez has done well. And again, the crowd reaction for Valbuena is not good either.
It's good to be popular, isn't it? He worked hard. Sigþórsson out on the right-hand side, up against Patrice Evra. Created that second goal.
Yeah, that was a wonderful ball in, and it's Gudmundsson who replaces him. First touch for Ribéry, who can make things happen. He'll be a certain starter at the Euro.
He's another player that on his day can be absolutely outstanding, can run past people, deliver good crosses. If things aren't going his way, he can get his head down, he can have the ball taken off him a little bit too easily. Interesting to think. We'll see where Laurent Blanc thinks his best position is, out wide or in behind the main striker.
Behind for another corner. There's no question with Ribéry that if he's on fire in the summer, he could win them the tournament. He's that good, but the point you make about consistency is spot on.
Iceland again, zonal marking.
In from Valbuena. Now Debuchy, who scored France's only goal here. Run by Ribéry. Valbuena. Teed up for Malouda.
Now there's a problem.
Huge problem for France now. Can Iceland capitalise? No. Gudmundsson just come on, curled it straight into the arms of Mandanda.
Well, he did really well to start with, just nicking the ball past Patrice Evra.
Stretching them now, Ribéry. Malouda. Well, Iceland can see the finishing line now. Here's Debuchy. Giroud did well to win the header. Now Valbuena. Great trick there from Ribéry. I wonder if he was looking to go down there for a penalty.
Well, he tried to nutmeg the second player as well. Really needed just to cut that back.
Martin, Valbuena. There was no one there. He thought Debuchy was going to be making that run.
We talked a lot about him, Martin. Hasn't really affected the game either since he's been on. Debuchy having to chase this pass from him. I think both Diarra and Martin can play another 10-15 yards up the pitch. Don't need two holding midfield players now. Malouda's playing in the role behind the main striker to allow Ribéry to play wider.
He famously scored twice on his debut against the Ukraine. Marvin Martin became only the fourth French player to do that. I'll let those of you who like those kind of things have a couple of minutes to think about who the other three were. Here's Malouda. Now Valbuena drives it in. No, he's unlucky.
It's good play from Valbuena. Threatens to shoot with his right, opens it up for himself, but just cuts across it. Good enough disguise to beat the first player. Always going wide. Valbuena playing infield at the moment. Now he's gone out to that wide right area. He does mix it up for Marseille between going wide and coming infield.
There's Alou Diarra. Crowd want an equaliser here. So much possession in forward areas in this second half, but just one goal to show for it, France. Here's Ribéry trying to change that. Giroud did well there, but Ribéry couldn't take it on.
Well, Giroud wanted the return pass as well, a double 1-2, and it was on. Ribéry didn't see it.
Debuchy. Here's Valbuena. They can be pretty dismissive in the French footballing press, and they will be tomorrow if Iceland hold on to win here, regardless of it being a tune-up or a friendly or a couple of players being leggy through training. They won't care about that. This will be a catastrophe. Here's Debuchy. Breaks kindly that time for Martin.
I'm not sure what he's looking for there. There's never space just to play that ball in behind. A very deep Icelandic defence on that occasion. He's just trying to whip it through for Giroud. Far too much on it. Here's the run from Ribéry. Watch, he plays the ball here. Now when it's played back to him, Giroud then turns away and wants the return. And he actually tried to play it, Ribéry. It gets caught underneath his feet. Giroud showing he's got awareness in and around the box.
Wits again from Debuchy. Now Ribéry. Here's Evra. That was hit with power. Oh, is flying over. And time is really starting to run out now.
Yeah, wrong decision. Patrice Evra. Even if he'd have got it on target, I think there's a couple of players that would have got a block in here. Poor effort from him. He's had a poor game. Oh, he's just got through it rather than trying to impose himself on the match.
Now Rami. I posed that question at the start. Gorku for Martin. The answer tonight's evidence would be neither. And by the way, those other three players, in case I forget, who scored twice on their French international debut, were Jean-Vincent, way back, and then Zinedine Zidane And Bafétimbi Gomis was the other. Swung by Balbuena. And then Rami hits it, and that was pretty adjacent, I think, deflected behind for a corner.
Well, he has got a good shot on him. It's the run from Debuchy that just took defenders away. Gave him time to get the shot in. A couple in the first half from distance.
And then driven by Mexes, and again they get a blocking. But that was one of the first times that Iceland have fallen asleep.
Well, because they mark zonally and they mark so deep, they mark the edge of their 6-yard box. That cutback was on from the set play. Mexes hit it well.
Ribéry gets it back from Giroud, and they are level. Great piece of skill by Ribéry, but again it was the class of Giroud, who looks a top centre forward, who teed him up there.
Brilliant 1-2. We talked about the 1-2s in the first half, how to break down a flat back four. Although they are deep now, playing and going. Giroud tried it a little bit earlier on with Ribéry, almost playing a double 1-2, but once he starts running, there's the square ball, there's the little loft over the top of Bjarnason, and what a finish from Ribéry. He's livened up the game since he's been on. We talk about effectiveness. He's been excellent, Ribéry. Even when he's lost the ball, he's made Iceland have to defend that little bit deeper, defend with greater urgency. Brilliant.
Crisis, what crisis? Now they have to go on and win it if they can. But there will be a lot of people watching us, Stuart, who haven't seen much of Olivier Giroud, that have heard, of course, about the remarkable story of Montpellier and his contributions, but they will have been impressed. I know it's only 20 minutes, but he's been excellent. Now Balbuena. Can they force a winner?
Good play. Balbuena. He's actually been good since he's been on. Got a bit of stick when his name was mentioned.
Oh, just caught there, Ribéry, and it's so frustrating because he knew he was away.
Well, that's not the way to react, though. He has to keep his composure. Be temperamental. He can get himself booked or sent off a little bit too easily at times.
So finally there's a noise in Valenciennes. Even louder one if France can nick a winner. And Malouda. Mexes. Aimed in towards Giroud. Great layoff for Rami! The centre forward tees it up for the centre half. And France have come from 2-0 down to lead 3-2.
Well, if Giroud heads this down for Rami, it's absolutely brilliant because the ball was a difficult one to control. Just like to see it again. But Rami was in the danger. It's a good run from Giroud. Mexes just plays the ball in. And it's the perfect layoff. Another look again. Yeah, lays it off. Rami on the volley. The goalkeeper dives too early. All he has to do is keep it down. But that was where the goal was made. The header from Giroud. Not bad technique from the centre half. Shown that he does like to get forward in this match.
So, first international goals for the right back in the centre half. Great moment for Rami. And a great moment for Laurent Blanc. Have they broken Iceland, or can Iceland find an equaliser? Malouda. Now Ribéry. Giroud. Well, the one thing you'd like to see is a goal for Giroud, who's been just outstanding in terms of a contribution from the bench.
Well, he made exactly the same run here. Just comes in Phil, and he's looking to lock the ball in the box, Ribéry. It's good movement from Giroud again.
Now Ribéry. Final minute then of an enthralling evening. France trailed by 2-0. And they still trailed 2-1 with 5 minutes left, but 2 goals in 2 minutes have turned things round. Franck Ribéry has made a big contribution, so has Olivier Giroud. I wonder if Laurent Blanc just wonders occasionally whether he could get Giroud and Benzema into that starting lineup.
Well, it's not the way he plays. Very rarely does he play with two out-and-out strikers. Benzema can drift into wide areas. Certainly one of the wide areas to be taken up by this player.
In from Ribéry and just held by Hainaut. Yeah, I'm sure he won't play them both, but you know what I mean.
Maybe not at the start, but you feel as though if they were down or chasing the game, Giroud's aerial ability, his ability to link up the play from that centre-forward position, and Benzema making runs around him. He's got better individual techniques. Benzema. Certainly the two can be combined at some point.
The thing that's impressive is that he can have all the club form in the world, but every time he's played for France, only his 4th cap, but Giroud looks to the manner born at this level. I know it's Iceland, and people will say don't get carried away, but you just get a feeling about players sometimes, and he takes things in his stride. Looks like France are home and dry just about. Well, what have you made of them? Let's go back to that scouting report.
Well, the one thing you have to do in any football match, and I'll say it many times, you have to earn the right to play, and I don't think France earned the right to play at the start of the game. They played at too slow a tempo. They thought that Iceland would not really defend particularly well, and they'd be able to open them up easily, but they didn't play at high enough tempo. They didn't get enough balls in behind Iceland, so Iceland could keep their shape, then they could counter-attack. Defenders didn't work hard enough at defending in the early part of the game, but now you see that they've got themselves into a winning position. They've played at a much higher tempo, and then when they've got the ball, and when they get the ball back, they can keep it, they can make the pitch big, they can make Iceland run around, and there's more space to play now. But you have to do that from the start of the game, not wait until you're 2-0 down. I think it was complacency from the French team. They might have to defend another cross into the box here.
Yeah, they just might, but that's the wrong decision. It really was from Gudmundsson.
Iceland had 4 or 5 players in the box. Gudmundsson, all he's got to do is just whip it into the danger area and make Mexes, make Rami, make Mandanda have to defend it. Disappointed in Nasri. Benzema did okay. Ben Arthur did some good things, particularly when he was doing things at pace.
Handball there from Debuchy. Here's Valbuena. And he hasn't done himself any harm here. Valbuena, as you say, he's looked lively since he came on. None livelier than this man, though, Franck Ribéry. That's a really silly challenge and a slightly frustrated one.
Mind you, he's inviting the challenge, isn't he, Ribéry? I think Ribéry makes the most of this.
Bjarnason it was. Well, will they even play this into the area? I don't think they're going to. France have done enough to win, but only just. Trailing by 2-0. And you wondered if they were going to run out of ideas, but they've given this excellent crowd in Valenciennes plenty to cheer in the end. Iceland did themselves very, very proud indeed. But France coming back from 2 down to win it in the end by 3 goals.
Some half-hearted appeals, there was an offside flag. But Mexico, as they did in the first half, scored in the final couple of minutes. And a rough deal there for Jason Brown. And it's the scorer of the first goal, Aldo de Nigris, who's put away the second. Appeals for offside, but de Nigris nipping in behind the Wales defence.
It's a quality ball-in, it's a great ball-in, and de Nigris, he reacts quicker, and it's definitely not offside. It's the second goal for him, and you have to say Wales couldn't defend that, nothing the goalkeeper could do that, he put it in with his